All right, the second part of this lecture is going to go over the core competencies of coaching. And the next 11 core competencies that I'm going to review with you is really put forward by this kind of third-party governing body, which is the International Coach Federation, so the ICF. So when I refer to the ICF core competencies, these are the 11 core competencies that I'm referring to. So the first two are kind of under this umbrella of setting the foundation, right? So the first is meeting the ethical guidelines and professional standards. And that's really just understanding what our ethics are as coaching, and then also understanding the standards that we're going to apply, and then doing that in a way that's appropriate for all coaching situations. Okay, so understanding coaching ethics and standards and applying them appropriately in all coaching situations. The second core competency is establishing the coaching agreement. And this is where you need to make sure that you understand what is required as a coach and what's required between that interaction between you and your client, and setting an agreement with the prospective or new client about the coaching process in relationship. So really making sure from the foundation, from the very beginning, that we're meeting these ethical guidelines and behaving in a professional way, and then establishing kind of this set agreement between this client and the coach. The second two core competencies, so number 3 and 4, kind of go under this umbrella of co-creating a relationship. So the first is establishing trust and intimacy with the client. And you can do that by creating a safe, supportive environment that produces ongoing mutual respect and trust. And if there's anything that's key to developing rapport and to really making sure that you have that solid relationship with your client, it's this core competency. So establishing trust and intimacy with the client. Number 4 is coaching presence. So being fully conscious and creating spontaneous relationships with your clients, employing a style that is flexible and open and confident. So having that overall presence. And just like I teach in my other classes, when you're a fitness professional, you're going to find your own way of doing things, your own presence. But it's really important that no matter what you are, right, how you kind of come out to this world, you have to make sure that you're confident, and you need to make sure that you also show signs of flexibility and being open, because our clients are humans and they're going to have to make changes, and there are going to be things that go well and things that don't go well. So establishing that coaching presence is that fourth coaching competency. So the next set of coaching competencies goes under this umbrella of communicating effectively. And we're going to spend a lot of time in lab working on our communication styles. So this fifth one is called active listening, and you may have heard this before. Active listening is this idea that we want to focus completely on what our client is saying and what they aren't saying, and then really understanding what do they mean by what they're saying in the context that they're saying it in, and based on that, what are our clients' desires and how can we help them in that process, right? We really want to support our clients' self-expression. So active listening isn't just listening and hearing half of what they're saying. It's really listening to understand it and then be able to kind of use that as part of your coaching in the future. And really your active listening is going to help you with your powerful questioning, which is the next coaching competency. So powerful questioning is asking questions that reveal information that's needed for maximum benefit for your relationship with your client. So again, powerful questioning, and we're going to practice this in the lab so it'll make more sense, but it's picking the right questions that are really powerful, that uncover that root, that uncover the information that maybe even your client hasn't thought about yet, okay? And then direct communication. And that's essentially communicating effectively during your coaching sessions and using language that has really positive impacts on your clients. And your communication might differ slightly between your clients. So one of the most important things and skills is being able to, in that very first session with a client, kind of learn and understand how do they communicate. What are some of their tendencies as a communicator? Are they bubbly and positive, but maybe don't really want to go into the deep stuff? Or are they kind of negative all the time and more open to being able to talk about those things? How do they communicate? Are they more verbally or are they more non-verbally? All of those things are really important, and that's going to set your tone of how you communicate. But regardless of the type of client, having that direct communication and being able to do so effectively is really important so that you have the greatest positive impact on your client. And the last 4 core competencies of coaching goes under this umbrella of facilitating learning and results. So let's just start off with creating awareness, right? So we want to be able to integrate and accurately evaluate multiple different sources of information and then make interpretations based on that to help our clients gain awareness and then therefore achieve their agreed upon results, right? The things that we have already talked to them about what they want to achieve. So creating this awareness piece, and really your questioning is really going to help that too. So your powerful questioning will help with that. We then want to be able to design actions. So essentially this designing actions piece is taking what we've already kind of learned along this processes of core coaching or core coaching competencies and designing an action that is realistic to their life, in their work and their off work life, and what actions that will be most successful for them, right? Number 10 is planning and goal setting. And this is where we want to develop and maintain an effective plan for our client. And this might look very different based on each client, so be expected to not take that cookie cutter approach, because really all of our clients are going to have very different styles of doing this. Okay, and then lastly, the last core competency is managing progress and accountability. And we really want to be able to hold attention on what's most important for our client in that moment, because that might change as you work with a client through different stages in their life. So hold attention to what's most important to them, and then making sure that we're leaving responsibility with the client to take action. So it's the client's responsibility to take action so that they can see those results. So let's go ahead and stop here and just do a quick learning recap. What we just went over are the 11 core competencies of coaching. I want you to be able to right now, without even looking back at your notes, list and describe at least 4 of those core competencies. Know that for your quizzes and your exams, you should be able to know all 11. That's it for this lecture, and I'll see you for the next one.